a big breaking news in. At this moment, the idol of Ram Lalla will be selected in the meeting which is to be held today at the Janmabhoomi Teerth Kshetra. According to sources, the idols of 3 artists will be placed in front of the members of the trust. All the members will vote after seeing the statues. The idol with more members in favor will be chosen. As Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi is all scheduled to arrive in Ayodhya tomorrow. Ayodhya, which was already ramping up for the consecration of Ram Mandir on the 22nd of January 2024, is now also taking a major decision today. The idol which is going to be placed in the temple is going to be chosen today from works of three artists, as the 3 idols will be presented to the members of the trust, and after which, in a very democratic way, the voting will happen in favor of the best idol, which is to be placed in the Mandir. For more of this, we have our colleague Priyanka, who has been keeping us updated with all the latest developments. Priyanka, a very good morning to you. Please tell us that today the main idol, the idol is going to be chosen. It is going to be selected by the trust members. But before that, they will be faced with a tough decision to choose one out of 3 works of 3 different artists. So what is the whole buzz around this little ceremony of choosing the idol for the 22nd of January consecration ceremony?
Well, Nikita, good morning to you and to all our viewers. We are getting updates from the city of Ayodhya, and today is, of course, the D-Day, as you very rightly pointed out, for choosing the idol, selecting the idol. Now, let us take our viewers through the process of how this idol had been designed and made as well. The entire trust committee and the architects, in fact, had gotten together. There were several sketches that had been made over the course of 6 months, and the sketches, over those basis of those sketches, these 3 artists had been selected. Sculptors, 2 from Karnataka, 1 from Rajasthan had been selected, and they had been holed up in Ayodhya in a shed, and they had been working non-stop to make this idol, which had also been kept very much under wraps. Nobody has seen it as of now, except for the sketches that had been made. Now today what we will see is the 3 idols that will be unveiled in front of the trust, and out of that the trust will be selecting one. Now the process for the selection of the idol will also be on 2 things, as we have been pointing out again and again. The trust wants to see if this idol will reflect the divinity, of course, and also the innocence of a child, because this is Ram Lalla, whose idol is going to be kept inside of the temple. Now also, to give our viewers some more details, we have those 2 artists from down south, in fact, who had made this entire idol out of black marble. And the other artist from Rajasthan had made the idol out of a white marble. So those are some of the differences that we do know that exist in these idols. But apart from that, how exactly the face has been made, how exactly the entire idol has been made, will be unveiled today itself. Now today by around 2 p.m. is when we are given to understand that the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is going to be arriving in Ayodhya. He is going to be carrying out the review meeting. He is going to be meeting with the authorities and officials, take stock of the situation, because remember, Nikita, less than 24 hours to go when the Prime Minister will be arriving here in Ayodhya, and that is why the kind of preparation that we see on the ground is reflective of that. We are looking at security arrangements that are being made right behind me. As you can see, hundreds of police officers that have also been deployed, making sure that there is not one thing that is out of place. But speaking of tomorrow as well, we will see that the Prime Minister will be carrying out a rally. He will be inaugurating and dedicating to the nation thousands of crores worth of projects in Ayodhya. And today itself, we will see the Chief Minister, who will be arriving in Ayodhya. And then, of course, thereafter, the entire unveiling of the statues will also take place. We are being told that the placement of the statues is going to be during the time of the Pran Pratishtha that will take place in the temple. And perhaps about 3 to 4 days before 22nd of January is when the idols will be placed inside of the temple. But today, of course, is a very significant day when it comes to the idol selection as well, because as you rightly pointed out, democratically, the entire trust members are going to be gathering there. The priests are going to be there. And of course, since the trust had pointed out that there needs to be a spiritual person to be present there, so that they can identify whether or not there is a level of divinity that they also feel in the idol. And and the innocence, as I pointed out. So these two characteristics is something that the trust had zeroed in on while selecting the idols, and they will be keeping in mind today while they select the idols out of the 3 idols that have been made by the sculptors. Now one of them will be placed in the main temple. The other 2 as well will be accommodated somewhere in the temple premises as well, because remember, there are now 8 temples that are going to be established in and around the Ram temple, starting from the 4 corners of the Ram temple and other temples as well that are in the forest area near the main temple as well. So the 3 idols will be inculcated in that premises, but one of the idols will be installed as the main Ram Janmabhoomi temple idol that will be placed during the time of the Pran Pratishtha. Nikita.
Priyanka, as you very beautifully captured the whole essence of this process, which is going to take place today with 3 idols being presented to the members of the trust to choose the one which will be all the 3 sculptors, I am very sure will be very beautiful. After all, the best of the best hands are shaping them up. But this is a very interesting and a very exciting aspect of the whole consecration, because ultimately this is the idol which will be there, which will be seen for many centuries, I would say, to come in the future. Also, one more thing, Priyanka, I wanted to, discuss with you, ask you, in fact, that a lot has been said about the Hindu pride when it comes to establishing a structure like the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya at his birthplace. So, Priyanka, what do you feel? What does this whole ceremony, this event mean to all the 50% world population of Hindus across the globe? What would this signify for all the believers?
Well, Nikita, I lost your question because there are also some jammers and security placements that are here. But I heard something about the ceremony as well. And to also take our viewers through another important note of this ceremony, usually what happens is when there is a new idol that has been established, the kind of issues that the trust members in fact are facing is that this is a new temple that will be established, and there are some rituals that are already established in old temples, and this time this will be a completely new ritual that they will have to also establish from start to end, as and when the devotees come inside of the temple. Now, starting with, to give our viewers an example, when the idol is going to be placed anytime in a temple, when there is an idol placed, especially of Ram Lalla, the kind of belief and the custom is essentially to take the entire idol across the entire city for a kind of a parikrama of the Lord Ram, who is out to look at the entire city, where he will be then placed inside the temple of. But keeping in mind the kind of situation here it is in Ayodhya, and the kind of belief and the faith that people essentially also have for Ram Lalla, they had said that the law and order situation will be so high that we will not be able to manage the entire thing as well. So that is why what this zeroed in on was that there will be a few meters of a parikrama that they will be doing across the temple itself. Because as this is a part of the ritual, and then of course they will be placing the idol inside of the temple. That essentially has been decided upon by the trust and by the other members who are going to be making these decisions. But today, of course, a very important day when it comes to selection of the idol, and thereafter we will see more and more of these rituals that will be carried out till up to 22nd of January, Nikita.